Hello, everybody. Welcome to our course called Native Architecture. In this lesson 6, we will study Docker and will introduce the Docker container and the images, volume, network, and the Docker architecture. So first, we will learn what is Docker. Docker containers are the lightweight alternatives of the virtual machine. It allows developers to package up the application with all its libraries and dependencies and ship it as a single package. So there are two pictures. Left is the Docker containers and the right is virtual machine. So what's the difference of the virtual machine and the Docker containers? We can see a virtual machine is a software that allows us to install and use other operating systems such as Windows, Linux, and Debian simultaneously on your machine. The operating system in which virtual machine runs are called virtualized operating systems. So we can hear in the virtual machine and the hypervisor provide a virtual hypervisor, and we can divide this machine into several virtual machines, such as the virtual machine and this virtual machine and this virtual machine, and we can install the applications such as application A and app B in different operating system. But in the Docker containers, all the apps are in the same host operations, and we use the Docker daemon to provide the debugging. So in this slide, why we use Docker and what's the advantages of Docker? Docker allows us to easily install and run software and install and run software without worrying about the setup or dependencies. Second, developers use Docker to eliminate machine problems, such as the code is worked only on my laptop when working on code together with co-workers. So they eliminate machine problems. And third, operators use Docker to run and manage apps in isolated containers for better computer density. That means so we can allow the apps run as many as we want in one host. Fourth, enterprise use Docker to securely build agile software delivery pipelines to ship new application features faster and more securely. Since Docker is not only used for deployment, but it is also a great platform to development. That's why we can effectively increase our customers' satisfaction. So we can hear the Docker engine architecture. There are three main components in the Docker. Because the Docker is a client-server architecture. A server which is a type of long-running program called a daemon progress. This is the server Docker daemon. And the second, the REST API is used to specify interface that programs can use to talk to the daemon and instruct it what to do. So we will use a API REST. Yes, REST API here. Okay. REST the REST API, we will interface with the Docker daemon and the third command line interface client. This is the REST API, and then this layer is the client Docker command line. It will interface with the server, and there are also some other Docker objects such as the network and the data volumes and the image, and at last we will package up what applications and the containers. Okay, in the next slide we will introduce the Docker architecture. We will introduce the deeply detailed component. First is the Docker client. This is Docker client. Yes, we use the Docker client. We can issue some the commands and REST APIs to communicate with the Docker daemon. Yes, we use the API and the commands communicate the Docker daemon. This is Docker client, and the second is the Docker host. So what is Docker host? Docker host is used to provide an environment to execute and run applications. We install the Docker daemon in a physical host. So the host is called the Docker host. The Docker host contains the Docker daemon, image, containers, image, Docker daemon, and the network and storage. The third component is the Docker regist. This is a Docker regist. We place many Docker images in this. So there are some type of the Docker registry, such as the public or the private. The Docker registry manages and stores the Docker images. Such now, okay, we can. There is a famous Docker Hub. Docker Hub. Okay. Here, yes. Yes, we have, because we have sent in this, we can here we search the Redis. Yeah, we can see there are many employees. There are many different types of the Docker images. Some are maintained by the official, or some are provided by the private organizations or personal, such as the Couchbase, the Postgre, and Python, Ubuntu, okay, Redis, Node, MySQL. So there are many different types of the Docker images in this Docker Hub. So we will, if we have built an application package, and we can build it as a Docker image and upload it, and we can upload it to the Docker Hub. Okay, we'll introduce some other Docker objects, such as the Docker image. We just introduced the Docker image, such as Redis, MySQL, Postgre. Yes, we can download the images to our Docker host and run the Docker images to run our instance of the Docker. And the Docker containers, yes, this is the Docker containers. Yes, we can run many Docker containers as a single or cluster. And the Docker networking. Yes, there are many different types of Docker networking, such as the bridge, overlay, LAN host, and the Docker storage. such as we can use the Docker data volume and data volume directory mounts or storage plugins to its external storage provider. Okay, that's all. This is our lesson about introduce the Docker, some Docker concepts and the Docker architecture. In the next lesson, we will install the Docker and pull and run it as in practice. So that's all. Thank you.